Do you plan on getting married one day?
Nope.
Okay, well then it doesn't matter.
Nope.
Like,
No
that's what I'm
marriage.
saying. Like, why am I gonna try to convince?
Right, but we're talking about like this whole trope of women who previously were kind of loose sexually.
What do you mean? How am I going to convince? Remember, you were going to convince him through the Holy Spirit, right? Isn't that what you just said? You were going to convince him through the Holy Spirit? Well, I'm waiting for the convincing through the Holy Spirit. Whenever you're ready.
I don't even think it's us convincing people. It's their own conviction. Like, if
it's their own conviction. So they're convinced by the belief in your worldview.
It doesn't have to be my worldview, because some people I've talked to, they don't have that conviction of like, oh, I don't feel the need to wait until marriage to have sex, and that's their conviction.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and try to convince them. I could give them my point of view, and then that's it. But I'm not gonna sit there and try to like convince
So you're not
them.
convincing? Can you convince Brian through the Holy Spirit, real quick, or no?
That's not my
You can't
job to
do it?
do that.
Isn't the whole
No,
point of
you
faith, though,
can't
to
do
come
it.
to the revelation on your own, not to have
Yeah,
other people?
Well, okay, let's get back.
Well, hang on. This is actually important. So the reason I bring this up is, do I agree with you that all glory should always go to God? Yes. Do I agree with you that the Holy Spirit can move through people?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But the thing is that am I convinced that it's moving through you, a female minister? No. Am I convinced by your arguments at all? No. Could you even make a compelling argument from the opposition's worldview? No.
That's
So
fine.
I'm
I don't need to
left
argue.
logically with only two assumptions here. Either one, the Holy Spirit just really hates Brian, or B, perhaps your assumption that the Holy Spirit moves through you in order to convince people and does it adequately is incorrect.
Well, see, here's the thing. My words don't need to convince anybody. It's my actions. For example, shout out to Cynthia. She was supposed to be here. She is now recommitted to marriage, and she's...
Your words don't convince anybody, huh?
It's my actions. She's seen my life before how I was and now how I am. And so that in itself is what's... Maybe I'm not called to be a witness like that when it comes to this situation for him. And that's why...
Well, that's super weird. Couldn't somebody else who was a secularist, who was not religious in any way, shape, or form, do all of the exact actions that you have done and not believe in God and Jesus Christ at all?
Yes. So like a...
Okay,
a
well,
wolf.
then I don't understand how that's an example that you can give to
Well,
say
you're
that,
saying that the Holy Spirit's not working through me.
You'll only know through my actions
I'm not
when, in
saying
fact,
that. What I'm saying is that you're saying that the Holy Spirit isn't working through me. What I'm saying is I beg to differ because
I'm not making the claim that the Holy Spirit isn't working through you. I'm just asking you that if you are to say, I cannot convince anybody, it's the Holy Spirit who convinces people, and I'm drawing on that power. Right,
but we also don't argue with fools.
Now's your great chance and
Or
opportunity
throw
to draw on
pearls
this
to
power.
swine. We don't throw pearls to swine. When someone's not open
What
and
does that mean?
receptive-
Wait. What do you think that means? Do you think that means that if somebody is open and is willing to listen to your actual arguments and you're right in front of them and they're willing to be convinced that that's casting pearls to swine? Is that what you think that means?
No, but he's also just very cut off and not even caring to answer my question. So
well, I guess the
This
Holy
is more
Spirit
like
isn't
for
very
argumentative
helpful if you can't break
content.
down this minute barrier.
No.
I want to add,
ahead, girl.
just to, so I can speak for some things. Like you said, you're like, convince him through the Holy Spirit right now. The Holy Spirit's not some genie in a bottle, too. And I think that's where we have to understand
I
that.
agree. Which
And-
is why it was an ill choice of words.
Ill choice of words is saying a genie in a bottle.
No, to make the kind of bold claim that the Holy Spirit, through her, is convincing people of anything. How do we know it's not just her trying to convince people? How do we know that?
That's
What?
Hold on.
You
thinks that
don't
comment that
know?
you made
You don't know how we would know
wasn't
that?
from the comments. He thinks that you were the one that said it,
the
not reading from
comment
the
said
comment.
it. Your audience
Yeah,
said
the
it.
comment that you said, oh, I agree. That's a great comment, meaning you agree with the comment?
Yeah, but it's still true though. There is some, but it wasn't coming out of pridefulness. It's the
It
Holy
sure
Spirit.
sounds like it's coming from a place of pride.
Okay, I understand you're trying to do this whole content thing, but I think there's a fine line with like
Not a content
blasphemy
thing.
of
I'm
like
doing
the
an
Holy
internal
Spirit.
critique
But
thing.
it's true because the Holy Spirit does work through people and our actions, our
agree.
testimonies, and all the things. And so for you to say like, like how am I so sure that the Holy Spirit is working? I mean, I think the Holy Spirit can work in all of us that's truly Spirit filled, and I do believe I'm Spirit filled, and not out of pride, but just out of my faith in Jesus and the Holy Spirit.
Well,
And yet, when the time comes
Yeah.
for you to do the convincing,
But the Holy Spirit also tells you when to pause, when
Yeah.
to stop, and when to go.
It's true.
And so it's not always just go and
and is
listen
that
to
what it's
fools.
telling you now? Is the Holy Spirit
it?
telling you to go ahead and pause?
what's it
He
telling
is
you?
because
What's
this.
it telling you? Tell us what it's telling you.
He's telling me because this is he's not receptive. This is just for likes and views.
I'm receptive. I'm receptive.
No, and this is
I'm
also
a receptive.
discernment.
I'm
Oh, it's
receptive.
just for likes and views. Well, let me tell you, a lot of flack that a guy like Brian gets is when he says publicly things like, look, I'm actually considering going to an Orthodox church. And
Wait,
I'm
really?
considering doing this because I heard convincing arguments from this guy over here. Now, the thing that's interesting about that is that you claim that this is all performative. And yet it would be far easier for Brian to continue to just say, no, if it was just purely performative, no, I have no interest in that and I don't believe in any of it. These are real conversations which influence tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people. And I think it's a massive cop-out to just go, well, because of the performance aspect of this means nobody's influenced.